1944. Morning sunrise in Warsaw greeted me when I was born. My mother looked at me with love, as one of many Jewish parents in the capital of Poland. "1948. I got a new toy, and I wanted to play with my father, but he was not really present. He just seemed so worried. I did not know what was happening, but maybe he just wanted a new toy himself. My school was the only place that remained almost the same, until one day I woke up and my parents told me that I will not be going to school that day. "1949. The war strengthened, and our Hanukkah dinner no longer seemed the same. My parents' thoughts were of pain. 1940. My father came to me and said that I have to be strong and that he loves me so much. His eyes were filled with tears. I did not know that it would be the last time we see each other. "1943. My mother and I were surviving. We did not have much to eat, but we had each other. My father has not come back yet. One day, when I was writing a letter that he never got to see, a soldier came because they found out that we were Jewish. We had to pack into one suitcase carrying. We were taken along with those who tried to fight for their freedom. It was the middle of Warsaw ghetto uprising. There were so many people on the train. I did not have a place to sit comfortably. What is going to happen now? We entered through a big gate. All of our things were taken away. Our hair was shaved. We became only numbers. Our identities disappeared. Suddenly, they took my mother away. I did not know that it would be the last time we see each other. Everyone's eyes were filled with inhumane fear and deadly sadness. Sadness that I have never seen before. Hunger, exhaustion, fear, horrible smell, an endless war, so much violence. Was it death already? Hands on my skin, darkness around me. I hear voices, scared voices, and then I smell it, and I cannot breathe. More darkness, then this close. Nothing, only darkness.
Does that go of the Tauber died in concentration camp there.
Leslie Howard, shot down by Nazi Germans.
Eugen Burg, concentration camp Theresienstadt.
Edmund Wojciechowski died in Auschwitz concentration camp.
During Holocaust, contributed Holocaust, called the Caucasus Fair.
It means the ideological and systematic state-sponsored persecution
And mass murder of millions of European Jews, as well as millions of others, including
Sinti and Roma, the intellectually disabled, dissidents, and homosexuals.
By the German Nazi regime between 1933 and 1945. We will never forget.
what
was
was
done
done
cannot be undone, but we can prevent it from happening again.
The advancements of the Industrial Revolution made the Great War one of the most brutal in human history. Battles of poisonous gas in Verdun, Somme, and the countless other trenches around Europe left a profound scar on the continental consciousness. John McCutcheon's song that we're performing tonight is about the Christmas Truce of 1914, where British, French, and German soldiers lay down their arms to celebrate Christmas in unity. The song's message reminds us that beyond any politics or military strategy lies a fundamental, fraternal human dignity. My name is Francis Tolliver, I come from Liverpool. 2 years ago the war was waiting for me after school. To Belgium and to Flanders, to Germany, to here. I fought for king and country I loved dear. 'Twas Christmas in the trenches, where the frost so bitter hung. Frozen fields of France, where still no Christmas song was sung. Our families back in England were toasting us that day. The brave and glorious lads so far away. I was lying with my messmate on the cold and rocky ground, when across the lines of battle came a most peculiar sound. Says I, now listen up me boys, each soldier strained to hear, as one young German voice sang out so clear. There's someone coming towards us, the frontline sentry cried. All sights were fixed on one lone figure trudging from their side. His truce flag like a Christmas star shone on that plain so bright, as he bravely strode unarmed into the night. Soon one by one on either side walked into no man's land. With neither gun or bayonet we met there hand to hand. We shared some secret brandy and wished each other well. In a fairly football game we gave them hell. We traded chocolate cigarettes and photographs from home. These sons and fathers far away from families of their own. For the walls they kept between us to exact the work of war, and we crumbled and we're gone forevermore. Francis Tolliver, in Liverpool I dwell. Each Christmas come since World War I, I've learned its lessons well. That the ones who call the shots won't be among the dead and lame, and on each end of the rifle with a say.
McCutcheon. William, Henry, Stephen, Henry, Richard, John. Time for making Henry VIII to take up his son.
Henry III built the Abbey, Edward hated Scots. A red-hot poker killed it too, that must have hurt him lots. Edward III was a chivalry nerd, began the 100 Years' War.
Then Richard II was king aged 10, then Henry, yes, one more. Henry IV, plots galore, nominees from Henry V. Or I killed 10 at Magic Court, then Henry VI arrived.
Wow. Edward IV, Edward V, Richard III is bad, cause he fought was with Henry VII, first Tudor and my dad. So Henry VIII, I was great, six wives to behead. Edward VI came next, but he died young and so much red. Daughter Mary, roots are scary, then along came
Me! And there's the best, I had no conception, it's monarchy until King Lee Charles II, I liked to party. King Jimmy II was scary, woo, that Mary was a smarty. She ruled with Bill, her shoes were filled by Southwest Queen Angloria. And so from then, you're ruled by men. So the Lord gave me Victoria. Oh, William, Henry, Stephen, Henry, Richard, John. Oi, Henry, Edward, Stephen, three more Henrys, wrote our song. Edward, Richard III, Henry, and again. Mary one, good Queen best. Jim, Charles, and then Tim will marry Gloria. Still to come, it's Queen Victoria.
So began the hand of again, George I, George II.
King George III was quite absurd.
Till I replaced on him.
Then George IV was known henceforth as angry, fat and cross.
Hang on.
It's true you beat Napoleon, but you were closely and yet lost.
Hang on.
George IV was sailor.
Oi!
It's nearly the end of the story. As wanting scene of the best loved queen, hail to Queen Victoria! Oh, for 64 years, you know. And so George V, then Ed George VI, there's two, then reigned and Howe. And so our famous Monarch Song is brought right up to now. Oh! William, Henry, Stephen, Henry, Richard, John. Oi! Henry, Edward, three more Henrys join our song. Edward, Richard III, Henry, and again. Mary one, good Queen best. Jim, Charles, and then Jim will marry Gloria. George will Victoria. Edward, George VI.
My queen list to complete the list.
So the English kings and queens since William I that there have been.
Friendship is the last game before farewell. Friendship is a sincere wish. Our hearts will never go away, no matter the distance between us. Snacks in the left hand, comic book in the right. That was my childhood. No matter how long it's been, I will never forget my first impression of you. Friendship is the last game before farewell. Friendship is a sincere wish. Our hearts will never go away, no matter the distance between us. Snack's impression of you. how you were always around. My memory becomes invaluable because of you, and I will always walk with you.
I'd like to give a toast. I'd like to give thanks to all that brought us to this family gathering here together today. I'd like to give thanks to God for the food on our table, for keeping us all healthy, for the roof over our heads, but most of all, I'd like to thank Christopher Columbus for discovering America, making this beautiful holiday possible. Cheers.
No, Christopher Columbus did not discover America. Get your facts straight, Grandpa.
Sylvia! Dear grandfather, apologize right now. No, actually, I agree with Sylvia. We can't just pretend that Christopher Columbus is some hero and that the first Thanksgiving wasn't full of disease, coercion, and genocide.
Well, what do you know? You're more concerned with that smartphone of yours than anything us real adults have to deal with. You know, when I was a kid...
Let's just settle down now. We have this beautiful meal in front of us. Let's not spoil it with this silly talk.
I'm so sick of this twisted white superhero version of Thanksgiving. It's 2020 and the president started 400 years ago. It's still going on today. It's shameful.
Now, young lady, let's get one thing straight. I'm not saying we're white saviors, but if the Pilgrims hadn't come and taught the Native Americans about civilization, Thanksgiving would have never been possible. Just picture this. The Native Americans and the Pilgrims sitting around a table, hand in hand, saying what they are grateful for. Cross-cultural interaction at its finest. I thought they still taught you this in elementary school.
You know what I'm grateful for? Is this bowl of mashed potatoes. So can we please get on with it?
No, we can't. Do you know the land this house was built on? It's not our land. For this land, for this meal, we displaced millions of Native Americans.
And you know what? White people didn't show the Native Americans what civilization is. Native Americans showed them. Without their resources, their crops, their skills, white people would have survived the first winter in Jamestown. As for making things even possible, because of the thing white people were eating. They just didn't pull it out of
Okay,
there.
that's enough. Can we sit sit down and enjoy this meal.
How dare you say that about our
Ancestors?
They were just trying to
We
escape
have
their
to
religious
acknowledge that we
oppression.
gather on the land of the Pueblo because we have so many most and a bunch of people.
Oppression! Oppression! What do you know about oppression? You expose them.
Could you please pass green beans? Could you please pass green beans? Could you please just pass the green beans?
उस जालिम ने चौक पर हमने कलेजा रख दिया चाकू की नोक पर is known for its ravishing dance numbers, turning up the heat in any performance. But for the actresses behind the scenes, the amount of objectification, degradation, harassment, and assault they go through is undocumented and unaccounted for. This performance is a dedication to all the women who throw themselves into their performance and mold themselves to please an audience solely because of their love for art and to just make it in the world. We hear their cries after the performances and fakes are finished. We hear their bodies and minds shrivel as each comment sexualizes them. We can respect better. We can do better.
The attack was the most devastating incident in the history of Japan. I believe it was so dreadful that it's not a choice for us to forget. On August 6th every year, for a minute, we give a moment of silence to those who passed away and were affected due to the attack. Moreover, we do this to remind ourselves that we must work towards a future where such things won't happen.
We need to refresh our memories about the attack, and once again, bury stronger and long-lasting memories deeper in our heads. A lot of people overlook the truth of the attack. Artificial, statistical analysis like the death toll are not important at all. It's about destruction, it's about loss, it's about trauma. If we can all recognize this once again, it never becomes a mere political debate over deterrence in the first place. The incidents of Hiroshima and Nagasaki should relate to everyone. They're not only past events, nor a few pages on history textbooks.
I feel like non-Japanese citizens consider this as a past or someone else's problem, but I think it really isn't. Nuclear bombs still exist and it can be launched anytime, anywhere. I mean, the bomb that was used for Hiroshima and Nagasaki is nothing compared to the ones that we have now. The strongest nuclear bomb tested is approximately 3,333 times bigger than the one used in Japan. That can completely destroy Tokyo with casualties of over 7 million people. Moreover, in 2015, one of the CIA officers announced that Pakistan was actually planning to nuke India. We don't know this for sure, but it's very possible. And in recent years, we have heads of countries such as Donald Trump, who are very unpredictable, and they actually possess and in control of the nuclear bombs. I think it's just not that difficult to see that nuclearization is a modern problem for anyone.
On one side of the divide stand Unionists, Protestants who remain loyal to their British heritage and are determined that Northern Ireland should remain part of Great Britain.
On the other side stand Nationalists, Catholics who have endured decades of political and economic marginalization. They hope to be reunited with the free Republic of Ireland. There are paramilitary groups on both sides, the Irish Republican Army, IRA,
and the Ulster Volunteer Force, or UVF, who operate outside the law and use violence and terrorism to impose their political will.
For 3 decades, these groups struggled for ascendancy as the troubles in Northern Ireland raged.
Their actions resulted in the deaths of more than 3,500 civilians and children who were caught in the crossfire. 1958, a peace agreement was signed. Yet, 20 years later, the tension between Irish and British identities remains unresolved.